Hey guys, today we're talking fun stuff. So please come along, join in, let's do this. All right, basketball in position in the Fender. I know I'm gonna inflate it and see what happens. All right, Steve, you ready? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Project on a Dime. Today we're into the fun stuff again, so we're actually finally, like I said, getting into the fun stuff. So I told you, bear with us. There was a reason for that. We're talking LED conversion on the front of this truck. Headlights, adding some yellow LED fog lights, new lower valance. We're gonna take the front bumper off and fix one of the dents in it. But Steve's here. We're gonna tear into this thing. Let me show you what we're talking about. They were centered under here, more tucked in. And then we just moved them to the outside and actually took a few pictures, and I'm kind of torn. What are you thinking? Outs or ins?
I'm thinking ins.
You're thinking ins? I don't know, man. And I know the factory ones were someplace right over here. Obviously this is factory, we're doing what we want. So yeah, let's move them in again, take another look. All right, we couldn't decide, so we made 4 holes. See? And now we have 4 holes and 2 lights. What do you guys think? We did the right thing? No, I'm just kidding. We're actually doing it because we were just playing around with the placement. And Steve liked the innie, I liked the outie, and then we stuck them in the outie holes, and actually Steve's kind of digging that now. Do you want to move them to the inners?
No, I like the outers.
Okay. All right, so we're going with the outers, and that's about where they'll sit. It is roughly in place. We did notice that it does angle down a fair amount, so we're going to have to put a little steel bracket behind the front valance a little bit, at least behind the lights or near the lights, so we can get them going where we want them to as far as alignment goes. And maybe that new one won't be as flexed, so to speak. So
Do you just want me to Bondo these back in?
yeah, we'll just duct tape them and
right,
run it. Yeah, rat rods are perfect. I love it.
Fixed.
Good. And so we're gonna tear this bumper off. Oh yeah, another thing we're gonna do is while the grill's off, I'm gonna bring it up, pressure wash it, and repaint this just a satin black. Yeah, it's got little dings in it and stuff, but that's okay. Repaint it satin black. All right, update. Steve just got the bumper off, and like I said, we cut a bunch of holes in the lower valance. We decided to go with the outside. So now we have a template for our new lower valance, and the bumper is off, and honestly, like, it isn't rotted at all. Again, this truck was from California, so we're gonna use what we can use, and we're gonna try to get some of this dent out right here. I'm thinking a block of wood, the right size, maybe the press, maybe a hammer, I don't know, because I don't want to screw up my nice paint job. No, I actually want to leave this just the way it is with the clear coat and everything. But I would like to get some of that dent. So that's kind of where we're at. We're gonna pull the grill off, and I'm gonna get that pressure washed so I can paint it. Another thing, I don't know, what do you think? Could that be white to match the truck, or let it go? Another thing to think about. All right, front end is officially stripped off. I'm actually gonna get some new headlight adjusters too, and we're in there, we kind of like tweaked the fender a little bit as far as kind of straightening it. It was off a little bit. Steve fixed the hood latch. We're gonna go ahead, and none of this is rotten, which is good. It is just surface rust, so that's a good thing. All right, so the grill, the bumper, the lower valance is all laying on the floor here. We're gonna go ahead and get this pressure washed, and then a coat of satin paint on this because it's very faded. Bumper, we're gonna work the dents out of that. The lower valance is one we're not using, same with the blinkers, the lower marker lights, I should say. But we got a template now to know where we're gonna put it on the new valance, so that's a good thing. So we're gonna work on this part as far as that goes, and the dents, and then kind of recapture and put this back together. So it's getting there. All right, so we're up at the house now. We got the grill off the S10, and clearly it's in dire need of a good cleaning. There's some mildew and residue on it. We are going to be repainting this into satin black. There's a few little marks on it we're going to trim off with a razor blade, but before we do that, we're going to hit it with our super clean cleaner degreaser. Give that a scrubbing. We've had great luck with their products. So we're going to give this thing a wash, let it dry off, and then we're going to move into painting it. All right, like I said, That's only just one coat, and it does look dark and light and dark and light, but give it 5 minutes, we'll give it a second coat, and then probably overnight before this thing can actually lay to the satin finish we want. All right, so we moved the grill outside after I painted it, because the sun is out, and it's actually fairly warm, because I think it's gonna snow again tomorrow. But anyway, here it is. So it's the next day. It did set overnight. It's not fully cured. It takes 48 hours to fully cure, but as you can see already, the sheen of that is starting to lay a lot flatter than it was when I first did it. Like I said, it was blocky and dark and light spots. As that sun cures it, it'll continue to smooth out. And Evan this week mounted up the tires and wheels, like I said, and he really wanted to put them on the truck, but I said he's got to wait. He's got to wait for Steve, because Steve's been killing it on that truck. So at the very least, Steve will be here in the morning, so we can get the wheels and tires put on. I got a toothpick, and go from there. All right, good news. Steve's here. It's now Saturday morning, so we can actually get the wheels and tires on, because I said I was waiting, and I did. But what I did last night is I actually hit this with some satin black, because these center hubs are actually going to show a little bit through the wheels. I'll show you something else I did last night, and that was get the markers put on here in the Chevy emblem as well. And I started working on another quick little project, because I don't know if you guys know our shop truck. It's very much rat rod themed, and a lot of Jack Daniels going on in it. So we wanted to, definitely want to check out that playlist as well, because it's a pretty cool ride. But I went ahead and made a bracket last night for the inner fender, and started this process, because this is going to be our coolant reservoir for the S10. Because we got to carry that theme through on this truck a little bit as well. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we got one more little thing we're doing to it. Of course, with that being said, this is a great time to hit the like and the subscribe button, because, well, it helps us grow and produce more content. As you can follow along with this playlist, and the next one coming is a food truck for Steve. That's going to be killer as well, because again, I don't want to give it all away, but rat rod themed. So food truck coming at this summer. We got to finish that one first, and a bunch of customer stuff. So hit the like and subscribe. Let's keep going. All right, attempt number 1. Well, I haven't done it yet, but been waiting for Steve to come here. I got the bumper in the press. And like I said, I got a massive dent in the middle of this bumper. And I'm going to try, like Steve and I are going to try to set this up and press it slowly to try to take some of that dent out of that. Again, I'm not a body guy, so I'm going to see if we can get it to look better. And then again, it's going to fit the theme anyway, so, well, let's see what happens. It's moving.
See?
It's moving. Keep going.
I feel this end get picked up.
Yeah. All right, we put it in the press. We worked it quite a bit. I don't know if you remember what it looked like before, but this thing had a big old dent in the front. Again, it's not perfect, but we got most of it out. For the rat rod patina theme, I think we've got exactly what we needed, and we didn't damage the paint, as in, that's why I didn't use a torch on it, because we wanted it to keep this like clear coat chipped and pitted look. I got to straighten this flange out right there a little bit, and I think we're good with the bumper. All right, seeing as how a redneck body working, see the dent in the front fender? It's hard to tell, but there's a pretty good dent right here. I'm gonna try to take some of it out with this basketball. Basically, I'm gonna stuff the basketball inside the fender and then inflate it. I don't know how I'm gonna like deflate it yet, but and we're gonna see if we can't push some of this out. So let's see. All right, basketball in position in the fender. I know I'm gonna inflate it and see what happens. All right, Steve, you ready?
Okay, go for it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let me make sure I don't get my finger in there.
I know, right? It's coming.
Oh!
There we go. There we go.
Fuck yeah! One more. Oh, shit.
There it is.
Dude, that like took out most of it. We get some down here.
Yeah.
If I can deflate this and try to push it down there, we'll do it again.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Body work 101. You go to the basketball, and now you have a basketball anytime that you want to go to the courts. It's in here like permanently. We actually went a little far, so I'm hoping when we deflate it, it will kind of suck back in a little bit. All right, all in all, we took the majority of that dent out of this thing with that basketball, and we ended up with a freaking basketball for the shop to win. All right, I know Steve's over here putting a freaking wheel on because he can't wait. Yep, he's doing it. He is doing it. Oh man, this thing's gonna look freaking sick, dude. All right, first look. Wheels are on the truck. Look at that, they're perfectly level with the fenders. Oh my God, they look freaking rad. They fit perfect. The stance of the truck, it's hard to tell being in the shop, is just right. She's low, not too low. Like I said, these are 17s. We went from the 14s to the 17s, and it looks freaking rad. We just gotta get these lug nuts tightened down, and we're good to go. All right, guys, what we did too, before we threw the bumper back on, we actually do provide and offer a oil undercoating service here because we're up here in New England and everything rusts and rots out. So we have a bunch of, obviously, the product and the machines to do it. So we went ahead and took care of the radiator support, at least everything behind the bumper and the grill, and coated it before we put it all back on. And besides, what fun would it be if we weren't covered in black New Hampshire oil undercoating? All right, Steve's over here laying out the new Valance. Like I said, we cut a bunch of holes in the old one, if you remember earlier on. And we determined to go with the outer set of holes. So he just used the old one as a reference, and we marked out where we want our cuts for those yellow fog lights. I think we got that in this video. Yeah, we did. And cut those out, get those set in, and we get our new Valance on there. This thing is looking sharp. No pressure, Steve.
Thanks.
All right, got the Valance. Steve got them all cut in and mounted perfectly. Look at this. It's on. The clear lenses are in. Not the best fit because of, well, they were an eBay source. Being a budget build, it is what it is. But we work with what we have and do the best we can, keeping that rat rod theme. So, on to the headlights, and then the grill, and then obviously we got to wire up the fog lights with a switch. And the headlights actually have a daytime running light in them, which will help to wire into a key on source as well. So it's coming together. Now she's starting to look cool. All right, guys, this is what we got for headlights. Check these out. The outer perimeter is actually a daytime running light, so that's gonna look pretty freaking sick, mounted up in there for this S10 with those fog lights. Oh yes. So I'm gonna get these thrown in there, and we'll deal with wiring them up after. All right, the grill's on. Check it out. Let me know what you think. First impressions. Woo! I freaking love it. Look at those clear headlights and marker lights and our yellow fog lights in there. I think it's time we get this thing outside and take a look at it. Wow. Holy mackerel, game changer out here in the light. Check it out. I love it. Oh yeah. Now with those daytime running lights, when they're actually lit up, it's gonna look so sweet. And the wheels, oh yeah. Man, I like this thing. All right, guys, I guess it'll bring it to the end of this episode. Again, we will wire, I'm just excited. We'll wire up the headlights for the daytime running lights, as well as the fog lights on the next episode, as well as I think we're gonna get into the exhaust. That's right, our famous 2-chamber cheap Amazon muffler that we have put on like 4 different vehicles, V8, V6, everything, you name it. This time a 4-cylinder. I have no idea what it's gonna sound like. Still got the interior to do and the patina. So we're getting there. It's fun now. If you haven't subscribed yet, please give us a like and a subscribe. Jump on this build. It is a fun one. Oh, don't forget pinstriping. Don't forget that.